Hey fellow viewers, welcome back to another video. Today we have yet another mod. This is something I should have done when I installed the header and exhaust, but I didn't know of it. So now I do. I have a rear motor mount for our car, for the FA5. So if you guys don't know, and if you're having this problem, this is the solution, okay? So this is your solution to the header hitting the firewall, to the clunking and stuff. So you're not supposed to have a race header on if you do not have a rear motor mount, which mine is just stock and it's not doing its job. It's clunking pretty bad, and this should solve it. This is from PLM. I recommend PLM, great company. I have a header on my EG from them, super great. But I bought this from them. It is a Precision Works 70A rated rear motor mount, so that should eliminate it. It boasts quite a bit of stuff from just one piece of metal. It looks really good, nice and shiny and nice and pretty, but it boasts quite a bit of stuff. Apparently it's supposed to eliminate that clunking, which is better, that's what I want it for. It eliminates wheel hop. It just gets way better launching, and it apparently helps improve shifter feel because it's not clunking around or moving as much. So that's a lot to boast with just like a $90 piece of metal. So let's go install it in the car. I will see you there. Okay, so now we're by the car here, and I'm gonna show you where to take off the bolts, and all the bolts you should do, and one that you should do to help you out. Alright guys, so now we're under the car. This is the oil pan for reference, and right here in front of the transmission in the front, this is the subframe where the jack's at. This is the front motor mount. You should loosen this. It's going to help you a lot where you need to move the motor. And here is our lower rear mount, and you just got to loosen this bolt here and loosen this one right here, and that is it. It's the only bolts that you need to take off, and then have fun. Then we have to take out this motor mount. We have to wiggle it out somehow, and you might want to push the motor forward. That is why we want to loosen the front one. So yeah, let's do that. It should be, theoretically, it shouldn't be a hard install, but doing that stuff is not gonna be fun. And here we are. Here's the differences. Have fun. It's not fun to take out. Putting it in is even better. But here's the stock one. Gross. And this is the bushing that actually wears out and why it clunks with the headers. And as you can see, it's actually cracking in the middle there. You can see some light come through. And here's the new one. Solid and nice. So we're going to be putting this in. And you want to do the exact same thing, just reverse. Okay, we're trying to install the new mount. And tip, use a scissor jack to move the engine forward so that you can fit things in here, and use a rubber mallet to get the actual mount in. Austin Sai, I think his name is. Yep, right here. Gave us this tip. Super good video. Update. This is a better angle for that scissor jack, if you're confused. And there it is right there. We got the bottom one in. But this one is being really annoying. Get a C-clamp so it can fit. Being quite annoying. Okay, so after a lot of struggles, we finally got it in. Using scissor jack, using the C-clamp, and using another jack. Really annoying. So then you're going to want to torque them. If you loosen the front motor mount, which I hope you did, it's going to be 47 foot-pounds. This side one here, the one that goes this way, is going to be 65 foot-pounds, and that rear one right here is going to be 69 foot-pounds. And just like that, we got it in. There it is, all tightened down. Solid motor mount, and no more of this horrible one. So hopefully no more clunking. Everything's all torqued down, everything's all nice. Time to lower it down and take her for her maiden voyage, probably tomorrow, honestly. And I gotta fix my bumper, which is all messed up. But yeah, for sure, let's go do this thing, man. It took about an hour and a half, just because of the annoyances and stuff like that. We had to use a C-clamp. See, I'm not sure you'd have to worry about this with the Sport one, but for the Precision Works one, we had to use a C-clamp to clamp these together on the new one in order to get it tight enough to where we can get it around the bracket under the car. So that warning, that's what took the longest. We had to use this C-clamp and a scissor jack and a jack. Pretty annoying, but yeah, we got it. So let's hope it gets rid of that clunking.
Hey guys, it's been a few days. It's been close to a week. I've been chasing down a lot of issues, and I just want to redo this segment. Obviously, you guys didn't even see the first segment, but it was a day after I put in the mount, and I just said some things that were a little wrong because I was chasing down other issues that I thought was the mount's fault, when that's not the case. So I'm going to redo this. So yeah, it's been about 5 days. I've had the Precision Works mount in for that whole time. The first day, there was lots of clunking going on. You know, that's the whole reason I got this mount, was to help stop that, because I had a stock one, and I've heard, you know, if you have the stock mount in, your header's gonna bang, which it definitely was. We put the mount in, and the next day I was driving, and what do you know, the clunking was still there. It almost was there, like, it was almost louder. It was louder, because it had we have a 78 rated bushing down there now. So it was louder. There was a lot of clunking. There was more rattling and all that stuff, and I was just blaming that on the mount and saying that it did good, it's not doing anything. And I realized I started saying stuff that was not true. So yeah, so it turned out the clunking was not the mount. A lot of it, there was clunking, and having the rear mount was an important thing to have, and the header is now not hitting the subframe, so that's good. But the clunking, I will put a picture up, was hitting on the back metal piece. The rear exhaust hanger was actually hitting and sending a shock wave through the whole entire exhaust, so that was bad. I wish I knew about that ahead of time. So anytime I would launch, it would just make a horrendous noise, and there's still a slight rattle. You may hear it, may not in this video. I don't hear it right now. It only comes on very rarely. It doesn't actually happen very often. So I still need to look for that. So I'm having a hard time tracing some problem childs that are happening right now from the exhaust install that I blamed on the mount. So let's get straight to the mount. Mount does a fantastic job. It really does what it said it does. There is slightly more vibration. So my old self was right in that aspect. I was just wrong on everything else. There is slight more vibration. You will feel a little more vibration down by like where your shifter is up here, just because it is a very stiff shift. It is a very stiff bushing, but rarely anything. It's not like you have solid motor mounts, right, that are vibrating the whole thing like I thought it was. Okay. I knew it was weird, but that's what was happening, so I was just reporting, and I was very wrong. So it is going to be slightly more vibration, but almost not noticeable. Like if you tell someone that you did it and you didn't tell them, they probably wouldn't notice. And then so that does that. The shifter feel is improved once you're shifting harder. While stock to stock, like just in-town driving, you're not going to feel anything. Like almost feels nothing different, because again, you're not upgrading the shifter or anything. You're just keeping the engine from moving so that it'll slot into gears easier. So whenever you're jamming gears, you're definitely going to feel that difference, because it's no longer trying to find a way in with the engine moving around, right? So that is noticeable. So the shifter feel is great, is way better, especially getting into second gear and into third gear. The problem childs for these this gearbox, apparently I'm saying problem child a lot in this video, apparently, and apparently a lot too, so apparently. And launching helps a lot too. There is no more wheel hop. In fact, there's a lot of wheel spin now. I now have to learn how to launch this car properly without completely ripping, like completely tearing up the tires, which is a new thing. Because it used to be I needed to launch it high enough RPMs or low enough RPMs where the tires wouldn't bounce off the axles. But now they don't do that, and instead I have to find a way to not spin as much, which is a lot better in my opinion. I am less worried about breaking an axle off. It's just a lot better, for sure. And it does, it is improved with its response to me, in my opinion, like just hitting it. You know, you don't feel the play of the motor, you don't feel it moving, you don't hear the exhaust clunking from the back or anywhere else. It's just a whole hell of a lot better, and that's that. So I'm gonna show a clip of the exhaust. I'm gonna show a clip of me doing a launch in a second, so you guys can see that. Otherwise, that'll be it, the video, man. I just wanted to share my thoughts, and just this cheap mod is very much worth the price of admission for sure, and you need it if you're gonna have a race header. So I recommend doing it, or else you are going to have a cracked header and you're not going to be having a good time. So make sure you get it. Installing it is really annoying. It looks easy, but it's kind of annoying actually fitting it in there. It's quite annoying. Honestly, I recommend going Hasport. I really do. But Precision Works, it's obviously in here. It's obviously working. So I'm gonna trace down this last exhaust rattle, and I will see you guys in the next video. I got another part coming up real soon, and I hope to see you in that next video. I'll see you in the next video. Hope you enjoy the launch.